There's so much uncertainty right now. Where do we go from here? Is our whole world in crisis? Do we just endure this alone, cut off from each other? Even though we have the time to pause, reflect, and concentrate on what's important, we wonder about our personal finances, our economy, our businesses, and our careers. This isn't going to be easy. It's going to be difficult and hard on all of us. Yet, we're all in this together, and we can now direct ourselves, lead ourselves, and grow ourselves. What if we did this as a community, socially distant, yet together? Online, at home, starting new businesses, serving new needs, building new paths. Having new joys, new friends, in a new virtual gathering of great minds. A new beginning. Let's make it together.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me on yet another GritCON Expandcast. Let's see if I got my sayings right. I'm going to do that at every live that we do. Switching between different computers, different screens, and everything. I believe you can hear me. All the outputs are showing all right. Thank you for all the hearts, everybody. I'm starting to see some traffic pour in now. This is amazing. We're starting off the Expandcast with already 6 viewers. I really do appreciate that, at least on my personal page. If you're catching us on GritCON Events Facebook page, GritCON Events YouTube, GritCON exclusive member community. Some of you have been in that community for over almost 2.5 years now. I really appreciate that. Mark Dubek, a huge fan of GritCON member exclusive community. It's a group that's been together with us since 2017. They get a live look and they get a lot of in-depth, I guess you could say, bonuses from GritCON for the past 3 years. So great to have our own little community, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Is how the community is going to come together to help you. Really, that's what it comes down to. We from you to we, and that's what our goal is today on this Expandcast. If you're joining us from podcasts out there in Anchor FM, News Radio, Spotify especially, I'm a huge fan of Spotify. I think 2016 is when I started on that platform, listening to my favorite music. But it's amazing that I get to see myself as a podcast on Spotify, so that's amazing. Terrell, thank you for joining. Oh my goodness, this is huge. I'm now, I can actually see names coming through. Tacoma, Washington. Terrell Davis out in Tacoma, Washington. So this is the opposite end of the country for me in Virginia, and then he's in Tacoma, Washington. So thank you so much for joining, Terrell. Man, it's great to have an audience now. I'm so appreciative of this. The first. I could have sworn I was only like 2 or 3 people that are watching the first episode. This is episode number 4, episode 4 of GritCON Expandcast. And I gotta pay attention to the audio only audience. So there's gonna be a lot of slides, a lot of great visuals here, a lot of great information. I really do think as I go further along in this process, like last episode, it was a blast. It was amazing to share all the great stuff that I did last episode. If you want to catch the episode about create your own stimulus and payroll protection plan for yourself, it's a great episode that we had there. Yeah, Washington representing. Yes. Thank you, Terrell. Well, if you could stick around, I noticed I'm trying to keep this for 45 minutes or less. Not to scare you or nothing. I got one episode down to 41 minutes. One episode was 48 minutes. But my goal was 45 minutes. I'm looking at the clock while I do this too, so I want to pay attention to your valuable time. I know even though you have time at home, some of you, I want to value your time. So I'm gonna action pack this. I had fun preparing this little speech, this episode about the community and everything. So it means a lot. Mark Dubik, thank you for letting me know on the audio check. That's amazing. Even though I'm wearing headphones, I can't hear the other end of the live cast. So every episode, if somebody could just check, say, hey, audio's good, that means a lot. And I look awesome. Wow, thanks, Mark. He says I look awesome. I hope so. I grew out my beard a little bit more, and my hair is like so overgrown. I'm wearing a hat now. So, all right, let's get straight to it. Right, you're here for valuable information, so that's what we're going to provide here. I'm going to switch over to that screen, and we're going to bring up this. According to what the screen is reporting to me, that's what you can see. So hopefully, I'm doing this correctly this time around versus episode number 2. And we're going to view presentation. All right. So from you to we, community was always a solution. Anytime there was anything that happened in human society, it was a community that came together. During the Spanish influenza, that's what they labeled it. It's an interesting story. I don't want to get into the history of Spanish influenza or why they call it that, but it had nothing to do with Spain. It was only that they were the only people that were reporting the information about the influenza. Everybody else was not putting it out in their media, so they labeled it the Spanish flu. Go figure. In 1918, but so it was a community that came together over 100 years ago for a solution to the influenza. And here we are today. The community is going to come together not only to take care of what's happening in the pandemic, but also to help each other financially. And that's really what it is going. I'm going with this discussion is that the community is going to come together. I mean, from all walks of life are going to come together for a solution to our financial ills as the world, not even just the United States, but the world, right? So, jumping straight into it. Okay. Now, before the pandemic happened, the number one reason, some people say excuse, I say reason, because it's legitimate reasons why people don't get together is because they're busy, right? I didn't call my best friend the other day because I was busy. I haven't seen my childhood friend in years because I've been busy. You know, I got a job, kids, laundry, you know, housework, mortgage bills, yard work, you know, whatever it might be. We were so busy that we didn't have room for anybody else in our lives, right? Or maybe we were, myself included in this, we were running a template that was built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s that was, you know, go to school, get a good job, stay the rest of your life, take care of things yourself. You're a man or you're a woman, right? And you don't need anybody else. And I grew up in I'm old enough to remember the generation of still watching movies with John Wayne in them, right? Where it was always that one man fight and a one man that leads all and takes care of his own problems and everything. And he doesn't need anybody else. And that's the American way. And single person, you know, doing all great things by himself. Well, that's not necessarily reality before, even probably that back then or even now, that doing things yourself is just not going to work. Doing everything yourself is just not going to work. You cannot go through life by yourself thinking that you can solve all your problems yourself. And that's where I think a community, I have some friends in the mental health arena, several friends in the mental health arena, especially being a veteran myself and talking to other veterans who help other veterans with mental health and also whichever way it might go. But one of the things that I found, this is Ron, I'm not talking to him about my other mental health professionals having the same conversation, but the thing I found when I not only from one of myself in my past, but also with other people, is that the concept of trying to take care of problems yourself is one of the huge things that lead to a lot of depression. And us veterans talk about the 22 per day, 22 veterans who commit suicide per day. I think my experience with the people I knew who have traveled down that road, well, families were impacted by that. They realized that, dad was trying to figure out everything himself, or my brother was trying to figure out everything himself, right? So you are not alone. You are not alone in your fight for yourself or your family, or for what you're trying to do with your bills, or, the anger that is a huge mountain of anger everywhere, and it's playing out all everywhere in social media, right? And people, I see people that wouldn't normally vent on social media. Now, if you're following my personal posts, what you see me doing is not necessarily. I am venting a little bit when it comes to PPP. I have a huge. My adult work right now has to do with small business in America, and small businesses of a certain size. That's where my heart is as far as helping people. That's why I've built a GritCON, because I have a heart for small businesses. So when I see small businesses get lied to, I get pretty upset, and I'm pretty angry about that, right? So that's just me. So, okay, and going back to being busy, right? We're so busy with our lives before this. Now, what were we doing before, right? I mean, I know, believe me, I know that there was kids, there was work, there was house, there was meals and everything. But there was also TV, there was also video games, there was also magazines, there was also crap TV shows. I just call it crap TV shows. It's junk food, junk food, and like we think about McDonald's and a lot of stuff out there and everything. Junk food is junk food, right? But y'all know that. Let's be honest now. People watch a lot of junk food TV, right? So sometimes it's okay for you, for your own mental well-being, to take a break and watch something mindless. I will watch something mindless, like you wouldn't believe, just because I just don't want to think about the complexity of the world. All right. But there's a certain limit of, like too much is too much, So now I wrote this in here. What are people busy doing right now? At my own experience, being on deployment in the military and the Navy, was that we were indoors all the time. I mean, talking about months and months and months indoors on an aircraft carrier. And I set myself up for all these DVDs. There's, at the time there was no internet, and still there's no real internet under ship these days. But there's only so much TV and video game playing I could do, right? I had to do stuff, and thankfully in the military, outside of your normal working hours, you had a whole bunch of ways you could grow yourself. Other than eat, sleep, and work, you could also grow yourself through education, classes, getting qualified on military duties. One of the biggest things that was a big confidence booster for me as a young person in the military was there's something called cross training. And I love cross training. I cross train you wouldn't believe. I know I'm going off tangent what I was going to talk about, but cross training was huge for me because I wanted to learn about how the ship ran. I wanted to learn about how we got air conditioning. I wanted to learn about how the aircraft launched off the deck. I wanted to learn about what that guy's job was, and the qualifications that I got taught me about every single job on an aircraft carrier. I know a rudimentary understanding of every job on an aircraft carrier, like legitimately. Like I actually have a medal, two metal pins that I wore in the military that proved that I knew a rudimentary understanding of every job on an aircraft carrier, right? So grow yourself. You're probably, if you're on this cast, you're watching this cast because you have this desire to grow yourself, right? So think about, you may be busy right now. You got homeschooling to worry about because your kids are not in school right now. You got remote work, right, that you're doing. Your job has translated to home if you're lucky enough to have a job that you can do from home. You got the house to take care of, all those chores that you wanted to do. You're fixing whatever in the house. They're now on your list, right? You got meals. You got all kinds of stuff. People are cooking like you wouldn't believe right now. But what changed, right, from before? Well, right now, you just got added an entire hour, if not 2 hours to your entire day, because I know you just didn't work down the street from where you live. You are not, you didn't have the luxury of working literally 2 minutes away. Unless you did, that is great. If you live 2 minutes away from where you work, that's great to you. Great job on you. But most of us, my last 9 to 5 job, it took me between 30 minutes to 45 minutes to get to one way to get to work. So you multiply that's at least an hour and a half of sitting in the car time in traffic, right? the time it takes for to get ready. Now, guys, we can sort of, get ready for work. Ladies, there's an entire, like, I don't know, it takes us a while for ladies to get ready for work. And to your credit, there's a lot of stuff you have to manage to get to that point. In addition to, you got the kids you're trying to get out the door to get to school, right? Well, now, subtract that time and add it to what you have now. So technically you have more time, right? Also, when you were at work, you had time with your employer, your coworkers, and your lunch hour and everything. All this time that was being soaked up, not doing what you wanted to do for your business, for your future, for your growth, for your education, whatever it is. Now you got that. You've been given this gift of getting it back. So what do we do now that we're not as busy, or we just don't have what I call a BS time, right? Sitting in traffic and everything. I mean, and the next graphic is for everybody that can visually see this. In a weird way, we kind of miss looking at our watches. We kind of miss sitting in traffic. We kind of miss boardroom meetings. We kind of miss meetings and meetings and meetings with human faces in front of us, interacting and shaking hands and talking, and maybe even getting upset. You kind of miss getting upset at your coworker now. It's kind of weird kind of feeling, isn't it? You kind of, I miss getting pissed off about something at work. I want to go back to a simpler time when I was upset at work, that type of thing. So in an odd way, we missed the normal of what we had before, because it was just taken away from us like a snap, just almost in an instant, almost overnight. Well, actually, it was overnight for a lot of us, right? So there's this whole discussion about the new normal. I'm not going to even say about a new normal. This is just a new way of being right now. So what do we do now? What community do you speak of, Ron? So other people, this is a mentor, one of my mentors, probably more famous mentors. If you look at my history, you figure out who that person is. All you got to do is look at my LinkedIn. You figure out who that person is. He said, other people have everything you want and need. I'll add to that, to what my mentor said, that other people may have everything you want and need. Ron's going to add to this and say, you also have to be other people to other people. So let's just break this down a little bit. Other people have everything you want and need, but you also have to be other people to other people. So what benefit do you bring the public? What benefit do you bring mankind? What is something that you need, that you want, and what can you provide to someone else? What are your strengths? What are your genius? What is your genius level? What is your value? Right? What is the value that you're able to bring to other people? You have it. Everybody does. I promise you, everybody does. From the person that was born with disabilities all the way to the person who's an athlete, right? Or even a brainiac or a mathematician or whatever it might be. You're great at making products, selling products, whatever it is. There's some genius that you have that's valuable to someone out there. And there's also someone out there. There is someone out there that has the information you need, has a solution or product that you need, but there's also another person out there that needs your solution or product, that wants your know-how, and believe it or not, have a high opinion of yourself, right? That wants to work with someone like you. There is somebody out there that is looking for somebody in your genius zone that you are great at, that wants to be around you, work with you, maybe work for you, be partners with you, be great with you, loves what your passion and excitement brings. There's a young lady that I know of who was on the military deployment, my last military deployment. She makes amazing costumes. I am talking about costumes that are Hollywood grade. Like when she works around some great professional photographers, they look better than the movie posters and better than the characters in movies. It's amazing. Their attention to detail and everything. People are enthralled by that. I'm enthralled by a science fiction characters she brings to life. And so I'm looking for that. I'm inspired by science fiction movies, and she gives me real life examples of someone I knew back in the military who's living out these characters in real life. It's amazing. I love it. It's something that's great, right? Um, and in the zone of other people have everything you need, you're willing to pay for that, right? If somebody has a house you need to live in, you pay for that. If somebody has a car you need to pay for, you pay for that transportation, whichever. Um, but also too, people want to pay you for what you can provide, and it can be rudimentary. It doesn't have to be this like amazing esoteric thing. Esoteric as in like gift to humanity and all mankind type of thing, like saving dolphins or whatever it might be, or saving the planet, the ills of society. It could be just a ride. It could be delivering of food. It could be shopping for somebody. It could be doing pulling weeds for somebody, right? Um, it can be very rudimentary. It doesn't have to be this super was it Shark Tank type of idea. It can be as easy as helping somebody change out their tires, because you know what? Somebody is willing to pay you money for that. Okay, your genius, your strengths, your abilities, but also your ability to solve problems, your ability to fix things, your ability to write copyright, be a writer, to be I'm excited because I'll be working with this lady. She Tammy, she is the hoarding specialist and the hoarding solution person. If there is the ill of society that in Western society, and that's hoarding, she's the only person I know of that is in the wheelhouse of helping people with hoarding situations. So she owns that lane. So people are willing to pay for that, and people want to be a part of that because they maybe in their childhood they grew up in a hoarding situation, right? Or they're trying to help not live out their parents' mental ills through hoarding, right? So there's something out there, and you can build a genius behind that, and it doesn't have to be this groundbreaking thing, and it can be groundbreaking if you figure out something groundbreaking. That's great too, right? So give yourself credit here. Give yourself credit here. People need you, and you need other people. So that's where the community comes in. Next slide is, I'll just use myself as an example. Great photographer. I mean, I had to give myself credit to understand that I wanted to be a great photographer, and I did everything I could possibly do for years on end to be a great photographer. So I'll put that label on myself because I know I'm very great at photography. I just know I am, and I still am. It's that's you've been doing something for over 10,000 hours, and you can almost do it with your eyes closed. I can almost, it feels like it's just, hey, it's fun, it's easy, yay, click, 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 click. I'm great. It's what I love to do, and I love being approachable. And I know sales. It took me half a decade to get to know sales to the point where I do, to the point where one of my strengths and my passions is not only the ability to get myself paid, but I can literally get other people paid as well. I literally know how to do that. I love doing that. Actors, singers, speakers, entrepreneurs, contractors, other people in other disciplines. I have a litany of people in the community that can tell you, does Ron get you paid? Yes. Ron may be a goofy guy, but that dude gets me paid. So I can do that. I just know how to. I love doing it. I just love doing it. Let's go get a contract. Okay. Hey, everybody, you want to come with me and do this contract, this project? Yeah. Okay, let's go do it. I go for the easy yeses for a lot of stuff. Hey, would you like to be a speaker in front of 60 people at a conference, and we'll fly you out, we'll give you a hotel, and we'll pay for all your food, and we're going to promote your brand. Is that okay with you? Ron, yes. How am I supposed to say no to that? So, so I love the easy yes. I just do. In sales, I know I talk about sales a lot, but I like the easy yeses. I really do. And I participate in the easy yeses. There's somebody from the multi-level marketing. I'm not in her multi-level marketing plan at all. It's just not me, And she gives me all these great free products, and she's paid me hundreds of dollars to support her events at multi-level marketing. I'm not a member. I don't, I just love supporting her, and they feed me. They treat my team good. They pay us, and we have a great time. High five. Ron, will you join my team? No, I'm not okay with that, but I'm here to support you. So, but and I was just, so, if I'm also a client, so I just, it's a good product. It's a good product. I'm gonna buy it. So, so it's just, I love doing that, and that, for her, that's the easiest. Ron, do you want to come with your crew and team and video and photograph our event? We'll pay you. Yes. So, but I mean, I talk about how fun and how cool the easy yeses are, but there's some hard yeses and there's some hard no's out there, right? Beyond the hunt, and if not, that's not your style. I know that people get this idea of like salespeople in a boiler room as being hunters, and you kill what you eat, and rah, and drive big trucks and everything too, and wear nice suits and stuff, but. It's not like that in a boiler room. There's some everyday people that is a mom who has to feed her kids. I met them, shook hands with them. I work with people like that. They're everyday people, but they are just built to be a sales hunter, and that's what they love doing. And credit to them, because they get entire organizations paid. They get a whole bunch of technicians paid. They get a whole bunch of janitors paid. I love people like that. If they do it morally and ethically, I'm great with that. But if that's not your style, and I'm worried too if I'm too close to the microphone, let me know if I am. If that's not your style, then fish. You can be a great fishers of men and women, where you wait for a right person to come through the vicinity of you, and then you engage them, right? Or you put out a reach, you put out information so much that the right people come knocking at your door or calling you, right? Or digitally, I mean, not knocking at your door in person, but they call you, or they message you as like, look, I've been on the fence for about 2 years. The straw broke the camel's back when I saw your last live broadcast. This is actually a real conversation I had with somebody today. I saw your live video. I've been on the fence with you about 2 years, and I really want to work with you, right? That's another way of fishing, right? Right, moral and ethical fishing, not email fishing. You know what I'm saying? So, ask and be prepared for no's. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to tell you no, and you may get some. I'll just talk about myself in that. I get very emotional before. I used to get very emotional about a certain person coming with me on a journey, and they have to be this person. Maybe they were a best friend of mine, but way back when. But you know what? Maybe that's not their path. But there are people that want to go on the path with you that you'll be surprised are fit the criteria of what you're looking for. They may not look exactly who you're looking for, or have the same memories from childhood as you have, but they're there, and they will want to be a part of what you have going on, and they want to come with you. They really do. So that's part of what that it falls in line with their passions, their desires, and everything. I tell you, Ron, how do you get so many great people to work around you? I just work with their passions. I don't know how else to say it. I don't. If there's something you don't want to do, don't do it over here. If it's not for you, it's just not for you. Media marketing is not for everybody. Media being in film and photography and videography is not for everybody. It's fun, but. And maybe we have some tourists in our arena, and that's fine. If you're tourists in in acting and everything too, that's okay. Hey, come on, let's go have fun. But if you were like, this is your career move and this is where you want to go, then we want to be around you too, right? If saving the earth is your deal, saving the earth is your deal. If you feel that joining the Peace Corps is your thing, and that's how you want to give back to the world, go do it, please. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, please go after what your passion is. Okay, what you feel your life purpose is. I just want to work with people whose their life purpose is in alignment with what we got going on, and that makes things a lot easier. Around Ohio, you have such a loyal community because we just work together in our passions, And if they're not okay with it, they're not okay with it. That's as simple as that, right? Set your filters settings well. So at the same time, I say this: not everybody should be coming through your door. And entering into your passion, skills, and ability, and have the right filters for also a moral and ethical code that you follow. You should actually write down your moral and ethical code on a sheet of paper. and say, no negotiation. I'm going to stick by my principles, and this is the only kind of people I want to work with at the bare minimum of moral and ethical code. They have to be honest. They have to have an honor system themselves. They have to not be, and if they were ex-con, they were ex-con. I know great ex-con honorable entrepreneurs now. Okay, they maybe turned a leaf and they set a course for greatness. The past is not a defining factor of who you are now. But if you feel that their ethical code is in alignment, that's where you should start with first. Then you work within the passion, skills, and abilities and everything. But first, the very first criteria on your skill set should be the moral and ethical code before anything else. They fit the criteria, that's okay. Then you can work with that and move on from there. And then set your filters down that way. Set your people filters. You're going to have people filters. I know this is whole, hey, let's all be great together, but kind of have to set your filters, right? Not everybody can come with you. And that's not right, that you bring people with you that don't want to be there. And also, too, you don't want to put yourself in a bad situation where you got rolled over, basically, which I've been rolled over many times financially by making poor filter decisions. So I learned from those and I moved forward. I had this, as a young person, I thought everybody can be great with me. Everybody can be great, true, but not necessarily with you. Okay, so I put out this caveat about the community and working with the great people and everything, but also have your filters set. Please do, because I've lost a lot of money because I didn't do that. All right. So next one. Oh yeah, we're almost reaching the end of this. All right. So, okay, Ron, that's great. Okay, I know I want to work for people. People have the money I need. This is the ultimate question. This is like the Holy Grail, right? Ron, how do I get those people? I don't want to just talk about, okay, this is what you got to do, and a very feel good, run through a brick wall type of thing. I want to show you what to do, how you do this. Okay. So I don't know if there's a lot of people who are doing that these days. I could be the person for you that does this. All right. So Ron, what do we do? Okay. Your reach will be digital right now. You got no other choice. It has to be digital. You can't just walk up to a person face to face, without a mask on and talk to them about this stuff. You're gonna have to do this digitally, right? You're gonna have to be a king or a queen of social media. You have to be. I just can't get around it. You're just gonna have to be. Whether you like to or not, you're gonna have to be. You make a lot of posts, yes. You make some videos, yes. You make some audio, yes. yes to them all, ethically and morally. Be a king and queen of social media. You're just gonna have to. I can't get around it. This is Ron's gonna say. I say there's certain things that are not definites and everything. This is one of them right now, anyway. Right. So, be the sponsor or be the main attraction in social media. So some people liken social media as to some kind of train wreck or Tiger King or something like that, where it's a lot of I talk about trash TV. You won't, if that's your brand, your style to be the ultimate Tiger King, then that's who you are. I'm not gonna pull it away from you, right? But if your flavor is a bit more conservative or something, you could be a sponsor for the main attraction. And then the main attraction should be putting out disclaimers. Our views and our opinions are not conducive are not the opinions of our sponsors, or both. Maybe you are such an enigmatic person, and you have a message to share with people, but you want to be a sponsor and a main attraction at the same time. And I don't mean this bad way about main attraction. I do mean it in the sense that your main attraction, in a sense that that's where people want to go. You are, that's where eyeballs follow, and I want to follow and watch what that person's doing because they're just that entertaining. Now, if you're like me, or like a lot of other people, I've been a front man before, or I know a front woman and a front person. There's nothing to do with sexual attraction or anything. This has to do with being the personality that's seen at the forefront of the organization. I guess you could say I am a front man for White Box Media and GritCON. Although I'm trying not to be for GritCON. I always wanted the community to be a front person or front people for GritCON. I'm just doing what I got to do to get things going for the podcast and video and everything. But I don't mind hiring a front woman. The host of GritCON 2017 was a woman. actress, model, entrepreneur, and she is definitely great at all three of those things. She is incredibly great at business, at being a model, and being speaking to the camera and being on stage. She is great at that, and she did a better job than I could. She's a lot more organized than I was at an event. She has experience doing both. She literally has experience running an event and also speaking at an event. And even though it was my event, I let her be the front woman. And I tell you what, she's a lot prettier than I am to look at. So, and she has a greater voice than I do, so I didn't mind that. So we hired a front woman for GritCON #1, right? So you can hire out for that. If you feel that you are the super most introverted person in the world, I'm not going to take it away from you. Hire somebody or get somebody that's your best friend to be part of your front team, right? Get your organic traffic up. This is something that needs to definitely happen. Get your organic traffic up. That's a weird echo. Okay, there might be some kind of delay on here. I want to turn down something on my gain. So, yeah, it might be also a speed thing. So, I noticed too when it finally makes it to YouTube, there's a clean version that comes out of this. I can't explain it why. It might also be with the platform. All right, so get your organic traffic up. Be willing to promote, collaborate, lose some and win some. Okay, over the course, this is going to be an experience type of thing. You're going to find out that you're not going to win every single deal that you do. You might lose a lot of your beginning deals. You might lose some, but eventually, over a long period of time, you will get your wins. All right. So I promoted the wrong people before. I admit that I've promoted the wrong people before, and I've also shut that down. I stopped promoting them. I've collaborated with the right people, and I will promote them too, right? And I promoted the right people. There's a whole mix of that. I've promoted the wrong person. I've promoted the right person. I collaborated with the right people. I've collaborated with the wrong people. There is going to be some experience to it. You're not going to get it right off the gate. Okay, and we can help you in the GritCON process. We can help you figure that out. I know somebody in the organization that's incredibly great at figuring out the filters for that. And own an FB group. And I say own it. Don't just start one. I know there's a lot of people that start FB groups and they leave it alone, and it's not going to go anywhere. You have to be a leader in it. You have to own it. You have to be responsible for it. You have to be interactive with it. You have to stick by your guns. Create rules. Reduce the amount of trolls, right? Reduce the people trying to pick off money from other people, right? In a GritCON member community, I just deleted 2 people out of there because I figured out they were ripping off people. One person in the group. So as soon as you rip off one person, you're out. You can't be in a GritCON exclusive member community. So it is policed. And I believe me, I only go by facts too. I don't go by hearsay. Somebody has to prove that they got, like they have to prove with black and white paper. Someone showed me an IRS return form that proved that the other person got ripped off. I was like, oh, that's plenty enough for me. Thank you. I see that. We are now going to kick that person out. Okay, I talk about these things. I live these things. I live everything that I'm talking about here. It gives me a platform to talk about this, and hopefully you're listening and can absorb that, right? So if you own a FB group, own it, regulate it, moderate it, and lead it. Okay, and also make it fun, which is the next slide. Entertain, or you're just another talking head. You have to throw some kind of entertainment in there. You're just going to have to be entertaining. You're going to have to be appealing. And humor is going to be one of your biggest, it doesn't say it in the slide, but humor is going to be one of your biggest allies with this, right? So, along with the co-brand with the front person, that's going to be a big help for you. At the end of the day, you want your audience to say, wow, that's neat. Wow, that's awesome. Just give that wow factor in what you're doing. Add it on. If it costs a little bit more money to do it, do it. Do it right. Give people that wow factor. We had, I forgot to put the picture in the slide, but we had an international gymnast performer perform at GritCON #1. She's amazing. Was it something that people were expecting to get at a business conference? No. But it was added on value, and they felt great about that event. They got entertained. They had dinner and a show, basically, because our event went into dinner time, so we gave them dinner and a show with a professional acrobatic performer. And it was amazing. I love that video. I just love watching it even to this day. It was amazing. It builds the right energy. And if you're wondering, okay, Ron, I don't have money to pay a super professional performer or singer or artist or whichever. Well, then great. Who's a rising star in your community? Who's a rising star in the music community? Who's a rising star that's willing to trade with you or work with you or work for, the limited budget you have starting out? Who is a rising star? Who can you hook up with, right? Business-wise, hook up with. Let's keep that. No, there's a different conversation about keeping your relationships professional. But who's a rising star that you can work with? And also, if you're not the leader type, who can you follow behind? If you're a leader type, go for it. Work on those skills, build those up. But if you're not the leader type, who can you follow behind and help somebody else be great? I've done that before in the past. I've helped somebody else be great. I want them to be great, and at the same time, that exact same person has turned around and helped me be great. Right? Let's be great together. That should be a mantra from what we're talking about here. Who can you be great with? Even customer and supplier relationship. Who can you be great with? You want to pick out your customers too to a certain point. I know when you're starting out, you got to take whatever you can get. And that's true. You got to pay your dues. As a business owner, if nobody else is telling you this, I'm going to tell you this right now. You're going to have to pay your dues as a business owner and work with people you don't necessarily want to work with, but any money is any money, right? Starting out. When you start out. You can't just be like living meal to meal. I've been that entrepreneur before in the past, by the way. Well, shoot, now I don't get to have a meal because I didn't sell something today, right? You got to get what you can get in the door, ethically and morally, pay your bills, so that it gives you the ability to go and now be picky with your clients. It's just true. It's a fact. I can't get around that. So, what's next for GritCON? Well, in keeping with the tradition of everything being community, right? GritCON will be an international affair. We already have interest from somebody in the United Kingdom and Canada to be a guest and have interviews with somebody and maybe have a long-term relationship with somebody in the United Kingdom for GritCON. This is going to be amazing. It's incredible. I love what we have going on, and it's something that I'm honored to bring to you. Right? We're going to have a training program right for your level of greatness or aspiration. Okay? So if you have yet to build a company that you can stand back and says, hey, it's a six-figure company, we're going to have a training program for you. If you already have a six-figure company and you want to get to seven figures, we have a program for you. If you're at seven figures, you want to get to eight figures, we even have a program for you. There's only about 2 people that can train that, and I've already got them picked out, and they're going to help you with that. But at different levels, being the right place at the right level for where you need your education, that's where we're gonna be in the wheelhouse of helping you with, right? The interviews and guests, and I can't wait to share more. But thank you to our sponsors, Cross Industries, Truck and Boat Accessories, your boat and truck accessory superstore online. You don't have to go in person. They have incredible customer service. They will ship you as fast as they possibly can. Your rims for your truck, lights, your fishing trolling motor, a fish finder, to add to the experience of your fishing. If you only get to fish every once in a while, you want to get the best value out of it. Cross Industries is your place to go. And when it comes to every entrepreneur, they should have an incredible accountant on their side, and I highly suggest BMC Accounting LLC. They are the digital accounting firm for all 50 states of the United States of America, and they're the best at what they do. So you need to hire BMC Accounting LLC because it's amazing what they're doing, and I just can't say enough great things about them. Incredible professionals. And again, White Box Media, our company over here that's also helping you bring GritCON together, dominate your market, expand your reach. If you are at a point where you have a six-figure company and you want to get to seven figures, we'd like to be the company for you to help you get to the next level using all the platforms digitally to get you more clients, more revenue, and higher margins. So What's the call to action this time? All right, well, follow us, please, on YouTube, GritCON Events on YouTube. Let's get our subscriber count up so we can do more things there. You're going to be able, if you're watching us on Facebook, you know where to you find us. We now we're on your favorite podcast channel. Would be News Radio, Breaker, Anchor, Spotify. Not on iTunes yet. I think that's the last place we're going for that. Soon to be iTunes. Just search GritCon and we'll just come right up. GritCon Expandcast, and you'll hear this actual episode on there as well. So thank you very much for listening. I tried to keep it 40. I think we're a little bit over, and I'm going to cut it off here. But I'm looking forward to having the guests finally come on. We're going to figure out our technological piece so that we can still bring you this live cast and get you to the next level, get you going in your business digitally in this digital economy, and go from there. Maybe I have to turn it over to myself. Turn on the. There we go. So, I apologize if there's any audio issues. If it was uncomfortable to listen to me, we'll try to figure that piece out. Otherwise, thank you for listening, and I will see you next time on the next episode of GritCon Expandcast.